Unlock manifestation by going deeper than your mind. Feel it, heal it, manifest it. It's Michael here, and I'm going to share something powerful with you in this presentation and this training. And this is from our Manifestation Masterclass. I tell you, if you're not in the Masterclass, how you'll get there later. But first of all, what I want to share with you here is that maybe you are someone a little bit like me, maybe, that you think that there could be something, or you feel, or you have an idea or a hunch that there's something better for you than where you are right now. And if you feel, think, believe, have this hunch, then I know exactly how that is, because I've felt and had that belief for so many years. And I also tried so many things during my journey, tried so many things to figure out how I could manifest on a deeper level, how I could live my life even more fully, how I could get even greater things into my life. So I want to share my learnings, and I got a simple poster for you in this presentation that it will be available in our masterclass, and also I will just go through it. That's kind of the layers that I went through myself, or the levels when we speak about manifestation. But it's also about figuring out who you are. It's also about beginning to know yourself even more, know thyself. And it's very much about beginning to understand what's going on the inside. Maybe you are, like I was, still am a lot, and from day to day getting even more clear about this, believing this, that whatever goes on the inside will be manifested on the outside. And then, depending on what level you are at, and this is not good or bad or anything, it's just like different levels from my journey and the people that I've helped with this. Depending on what level you are at, you might, like I did so many years ago, have these thoughts or feelings like, I am doing all the things that I'm supposed to do, but why am I not manifesting the things that I want in my life? So maybe you know about that, and that's exactly what I'm going to cover here. So before I share these levels with you, I want to invite you to use this, like I said, to question yourself. Where are you at on your journey in your life? Which of the levels are you at? And maybe also an invitation to question yourself. The first question was what's going on the inside when you see these levels in a moment, but also question yourself, what's going on my outside? So write the questions down maybe, and then reflect on this. What's going on my outside, in my reality, in my world? What is going on? And then the third question, very powerful question, is, if you are watching this video, if you are in the Manifestation Masterclass, if you want to manifest something better in your life, I have an idea that you do believe that there's a big synergy between what's going on in your outside world and what's going on in your inside world. And this is why it's, at least for me, it helped me a lot to look at these different levels and become more and more, you'll see in a moment, become more and more aware. Use them to ask yourself, okay, is this level, this level, this level? And then there are different techniques for each level to kind of like helping you, supporting you to go from what you experienced and would not prefer and into something that you would prefer instead. I think that's enough for teeing this one up, all right? So, again, this is from my own journey, and I've helped lots of entrepreneurs, business owners impact-driven, heart-driven people who do feel that there's more for them, there's more to enjoy, life could be more fully. Actually, sometimes, I'm sidestepping a little, but sometimes it's like when I look at my life before and now, it's like the difference between having a black and white movie and a full color movie. It's kind of like there are more nuances, more levels, more great stuff in life. All right, let's go to it here. So this is it. And again, the poster will be available in the Manifestation Masterclass. And I'll share with you in a moment what that is. So manifestation levels of awareness. The first thing for me was to begin to become curious what's really inside. And when I say inside, it's inside your skin. On the other side of your skin, you got outside your skin, you got your reality. Inside your skin, what's really inside? And I'm not speaking about there's a heart, there's a stomach, there are bones and these things. It's not that. It's more all of these things that make you being you. I know the heart is also, and kidneys are also you being you, but it goes together with the rest here. So the first thing for me was to really become curious what's really inside. My first level when I started was to begin with my thoughts. Begin to become aware. That's why I say level of awareness. Begin to become aware. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Human beings, we got thousands and thousands of thoughts each day. Most of them, most of us, don't know what the thoughts are. When I began to become aware what my thoughts were, I began to realize that there was so many of these thoughts that were negative thoughts. Those negative thoughts sent me in one direction, and guess what? It was not the positive direction, it was the direction of all the things that I did not want in my life. Why is this bill showing up? Why is this guy honking in his horn in his car? Why didn't she smile to me? Why am I behind with money again? All of these thoughts, fear-related thoughts. That was the first step, beginning to understand that I could actually change those thoughts. And I'm not going too much into this in this training. Maybe I'll make another training about how to shift it, but we got that training inside the Manifestation Masterclass. But thoughts, for me, was the first level, becoming aware of my thoughts. The next thing, and these next two here comes very much together for me, but the next thing was begin to become aware of my feelings, my emotions. And a quick side note for that is, for me, that took so much courage. And I've coached, mentored, supported clients, people who also was on that journey, most of them entrepreneurs, business owners. I've helped them support them with the same thing. And it takes courage for some people. Let me share what I mean. When I was a kid, when I was a boy, and I had some not very nice thing going on in my home when I was a boy, but when I fell, when I was not happy, when I was scared, and I was crying, the message that I got was, boys don't cry. And guess what? When a little boy has shown emotions to a big person more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times, I don't know how many times, but at some point that little boys understand, okay, boys don't cry, so do this with your fists, stop the tears, don't show the tears. Don't feel what you feel inside. Become numb. As a little boy. And that little boy, me, became a master of becoming numb for so many years. And even I remember when I was in my 20s, maybe even 30s, when I was at funerals, and I know I'm not the only one, when I was at funerals, sunglasses, and if a tear was about to pop out, like this with my jaws, if do like this, but for people not to see it or watch any tears or anything, not showing emotion. Why? Because that little boy was told that boys don't cry. I shared this story because when I began to open up that might be my next level, beginning to feel, not only be up here in my thoughts, but feel what's going on in here. A whole new world opened for me. Whole new world. And it takes courage, because if a person for so many years didn't feel him or herself, all the traumas, all the hidden emotions, all the trapped energy, when we open the lid, whoa, this is a new experience. But the fact is also, that's why I talk about this in manifestation, that if you read or know or heard about Neville Goddard, or even Think and Grow Rich, which I just read again, well, yes, repeat in your visualization, see yourself in your dream life, but also with emotions that feels good. But what if a person has so many trapped, negative, fearful emotions and energy inside? And we say it's around 5%, that's the conscious level here. So if a person tries with thoughts to create reality, but 95%, most of that 95% is actually negative energy or fear in some form. You see the picture? Then it's going to be very difficult to manifest. And I know, because the stress that I felt when a person was honking his horn or people didn't do what I wanted, all of this, I began to understand, yes, it came here. I showed it my body and these things, but when I opened up to my emotions, I felt the stress. And then I began to understand that, whoa, that's the reason I got so much frustration and stress and negativity inside. So that was my shifting into the next, actually two here. Beliefs. Like I said, maybe feelings and beliefs, they are a little close in my experience here, because maybe it's what was one, maybe it was the other, but I think it was like this. Beliefs. When I began to open up, and I've seen this again with people that I've helped, so began to become aware that below the thoughts and together with the emotions, there's some kind of belief. Beliefs like money is the root of all evil, or you don't deserve, or there's not a lot of good people out there, or the world is so bad, or there's something wrong with me. Beliefs like that. And from those beliefs, maybe you know the formula. We got thoughts, we got feelings, we got actions, and then we got a result. So if we got a belief that is negative, our thought will probably, most of them, be negative. And the emotion that comes together with this is also like not a positive one. It's not feeling good. And from that, the actions will be the same, and the results will be the same. Next level for me was the core beliefs. And in this training, in this video, I'm just going to share it briefly, but at least for me, my experience with this is very deep. This is a very deep level, and I couldn't have gone into the core belief. That's why I put this on different levels without opening up to the other things first. And core beliefs is something that, from my experience, is installed very, very early in us as human beings. And it's kind of the could maybe say director or something like that from that core beliefs that goes beliefs around that. So that core belief is deciding a lot of stuff in a human being and sending out different beliefs from the core belief. And again, from those beliefs, thoughts, feelings, actions result in a person's life. Briefly in this video, briefly in this training. The nervous system. This has been my last, and there's a lot for each one of these. I explained it briefly here. There's a lot of things going on. Conscious, subconscious, emotions, feelings, physically, or the energy. There's a lot of things going on here. I'm just trying to make it as simple as possible here. The nervous system. This has been probably the most interesting thing for me, because what I've experienced is that when I went through all of these things, I still, if I was not aware, that's why I say levels of awareness all the time here, if or call this level of awareness. If I wasn't aware, I would see after some days when I've been focused that my shoulder began to doing like this. I would experience after some days, if I didn't relax and if I didn't breathe, if I didn't let go sometimes, that my stomach would do like this. And from that, I began to experience, okay, my thoughts are beginning to become more negative or fearful. And I feel like something is wrong. And I've experienced it to be in the nervous system. So, beginning to, at that level, becoming more and more aware of when this happens, to really relax the nervous system. There are many different techniques for this, but relaxing the nervous system. And even, I don't recall the names right now because I didn't plan for this, but you know, there's different levels of shaking out things from the nervous system. There's this guy who has been, he's an author, and he trained a lot of people around this who believes that animals, when they have a trauma experience, they shake. So by shaking, they release that energy right away. And for a person who is not doing that, the energy will be in there. It will be in the nervous system. So for me, my experience has been about, especially the feelings, the emotions, and the core beliefs and the nervous system, has been when I've been very aware, and mostly this has been with support. That's why I'm supporting other people with the same thing. By doing the right things, by being very aware with yourself, by being very together with yourself. This is not to do in a group or to do with a lot of things going on. It's in quietness. It's you and you and you together. No phone, no distractions, no nothing. Just being with whatever is going on inside. And I've experienced when in that state, and again often with support from my mentors or coaches during my journey here, I've been able to release some of this trapped emotion, some of this trapped energy. And after releasing this, it's been like really feeling more free, more open, more connected. And from my experience, when more free, open, more connected, much easier to manifest the things in your life that you really want. So I hope this at least gives and brings some curiosity to you, and maybe you could even, and feel free to comment. I know this takes a little bit of courage, but feel free to comment in the comments. What level are you at? What's your next level? And maybe you see some other things for you. That's totally okay. Comment what's your next level. So I hope this at least creates some curiosity and maybe some interest too. And I'm not saying it's like a game that the next level is to do in a goal in a month or something, because my experience is also, it's just something that shows up when you're ready for it, when I'm ready for it. So I'm not sure if this is to force, but the more, that's why I say, the more you are aware, and as number one here, curious what's really inside, you can begin to experience thoughts, feelings, beliefs, core beliefs, and your nervous system. And then, as I said in the beginning, begin to be curious about how is your outer world, how is your reality, what's your universe showing you. Then go inside and see, okay, I'm stressed about this person now. Why does this keep happening to me? See that question, go inside and look at these different things. Okay, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? I'm stressed. This person is saying stupid things to me. It stresses me. But because of that trapped emotion or energy inside your system, that person is showing up. So it's actually a gift, because this person is actually showing something that has not been transformed inside of you yet. So the more aware you become, okay, something is stressing me. Thank you. Go inside. What am I experiencing? Being with that, listening to the thoughts, but the thoughts is the first level, at least from my experience. Even more with the emotions, with the feelings, with your whole body, with the nervous system, and just stay with that. There are techniques, and I'm sharing those techniques in the Manifestation Masterclass, transforming those energies. I've seen this again and again in my life. When I began releasing those emotion that was connected with a person out here, guess what? When that was transformed, either I didn't see that person out there anymore, or I saw the person, but there was no more frustration or stress inside. So I didn't experience that anymore. That's the freedom. That's the freedom. So I hope this inspires. And the Manifestation Masterclass, I mentioned it a couple of times. I created this, I'm putting different things in there, and most of all right now there's a manifestation foundation trainings in there about your dream life and about shifting the mindset and transforming what's going on inside. This is very powerful from my experience and from the people I've helped with this, and it's free. So if you want to check it out, there's a link below the video. Check it out, and you're more than welcome to join us. Lasting change starts from the inside out. Enjoy your day, and lots of love.